Shill bidding is rampant. It's 50% of the sales that are out there. All of these records are fake. The hobby is not going up. Card values are not going up. There's not more demand for these cards. It's all just a bunch of shill bidding. That's the kind of crap that I hear all the time in the comments when I do my Monday Fanatics Collect weekly auction recaps. Every time something good happens, somebody says it's shill bid. It's not real. It's not paid. It's not... Okay, fine. So I started to kind of get into it a little bit in the comments and say, it could be shill bid. You're right. It could absolutely be shill bid. But what percentage of sales out there on Fanatics Collect Weekly actually are shill bid? That was my question. And I was like, well, I'm an affiliate partner with Fanatics Collect Weekly. Why don't I just ask? And so I reached out to the powers that be at Fanatics Collect, and I asked them to send me some data. And I've got some data that I'm going to share with you guys today on this video. If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. Okay guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And today's topic is shill bidding. How prevalent is it? What percentage of these sales that we keep seeing are getting paid? I'm going to start by switching you over to Card Ladder. We're going to go to the industry, right? I'm an affiliate partner with Card Ladder as well, guys. If you're interested in learning more about Card Ladder, if you're interested in going ahead and registering and buying a subscription, I highly recommend it. If you guys have watched my channel, you know for years and years, all I've used is Card Ladder for my sales data history. Their sales pricing feature, their sales history feature pulls data from all of the different marketplaces all over the world and compiles it. So everything that I ever need when it comes to buy low, sell high, when to sell, where to sell, market trends, indexes, and even what we're about to look at, which is just the hobby, all cards, not just sports cards, all cards. You can get that on Card Ladder. It's real easy. Just go to cardladder.com and register, and make sure you use the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, and let them know that Big Mouth in Louisiana, Cajun Cardboard, sent you, so they know at least I'm doing my job. All right, so here's what we've got. We're on Card Ladder. We're on this little industry tab, and I looked at this the other day as well with the great Josh Johnson, one of the founders of Card Ladder. And so what you see on your screen is an undeniable trend that purchases are going up. Total number of cards are going up. Total number of dollars being spent is going up. This is the monthly volume of the total number of dollars being spent on cards, sports cards, Pokemon cards, hockey, baseball, basketball, Star Wars, wrestling, you fill in the blank, right? This is a noticeable increase in trend, right? If we look at going back to October 22nd, look at how many times in a month more than $200 million were spent on cards. 0, 0, over 1, over 2, over 3, over 4, over 5, over 6, over 7, over 8, over 9, over 10. Finally, we break it, right? So 1 out of 11 months. Then we go back down, under, and now here we're going to eclipse 200 million, but we're going to do it not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, well, almost 7. 7 times, let's say, out of 8 months, we've gone over the 200 million mark. And again, this is not Jordan. This is not basketball. This is not the stuff I love. This is not just 90s basketball. This is just cards, right? All sorts of cards, high-end cards, low-end cards, rare cards, high-pop cards, old cards, vintage cards, sports cards, Luke Skywalker cards, C-3PO with a boner cards, Haktua cards, all of that crap, Donald Trump cards, Kamala Harris cards if she has one. It's every kind of card you can imagine that's being pulled into the sales data history for Card Ladder. They are going up. So what happens when good things happen? We didn't hear about shill bidding very much, to be honest with you, over the last 2.5 years, right? It was a really big deal in 2020 when cards went bananas. It was a really big deal in the first quarter of 2021 when we hit what was perceived to be the peak of the hobby, which may have been for some cards, but not all cards, as we see now. We're even breaking some of those 2021 Q1 records. But we haven't heard as much about shill bidding over the last 2 years. Well, guess what? The rumblings are starting. The rumors are beginning. The simple assertions that every time you lose an auction, oh, somebody shill bid it. Oh, I'm jealous of this guy because he won this Grail, Penny Hardaway card that broke an all-time record. Shill bid. That's not going to get paid. It's real easy to say stuff like that. It's real easy, especially in this country, for God's sakes. If you just turn on the media, it doesn't matter if anything you say can be substantiated. I don't care if you're left, right, middle. I don't care if you practice voodoo. I don't care what religion you are or political affiliation. It's real easy to click a button and just say crap with no consequences and no substantial factual basis for anything you're saying. That's the way I feel when people are just like, it's shill bid. That's not going to get paid. This is not going to get paid. Do I mention it every once in a while? If I see something crazy, yes. But every time a card sells for 20% more than the last one or breaks a record, it happens, man. Stuff just happens. So I was trying to figure out, well, look, it's real simple. I'm an affiliate partner with Fanatics Collect Weekly. Why don't I just reach out to my guy at Fanatics? And I asked him, I said, look, do me a favor. Go find your 3 biggest clients. Actually, go find your 2 biggest clients and then my sales data, right? I want my sales data. Now, look, I can go calculate all my crap, but he's got it all in a motherboard, super database computer thingy up there in Oregon. I would have to go into my sales history, into Fanatics Collect Weekly, count up all my cards. It doesn't compile it for me in this way. And so I want to know what percentage of cards that were sold by 2 of your biggest consigners. I mean, biggest consigners. And then me. I want to know what percentage of our cards went unpaid, because somebody asked me the other day, hey, what percentage of Fanatics Collect Weekly stuff do you think is not getting paid? These prices are really going up. And this guy did it through Instagram and a message. He didn't just say, all this crap shill bid. He said, hey, honestly, what percentage do you think doesn't get paid on these Fanatics Collect Weekly auctions? I said, I don't know. It's a good question. Let me reach out to my people. I'm curious, because I said to him, well, look, I know this. I don't get paid on a card that I sell on Fanatics Collect Weekly auction rarely enough that it's not really even registering. And I know that if a card that I listed in Fanatics Weekly doesn't get paid, it goes back in to the week after next auction, so it gets a full 10 days. So they're just rerunning the cards. If it was a huge card, I would tell you about it, but I don't think I've ever not been paid on a big boy card, ever, with Fanatics Collect Weekly. But I've got some data here that I'm going to show for you guys. This is a cut and paste job. I cut and pasted this text this morning on September 17th at, it's 8:54 a.m. I probably got this text at 8:20 a.m. from my guy at Fanatics Collect, and he gave me exactly what I wanted, and it took him about 20 minutes to send this to me. We've got 3 examples, okay? So first we've got consignor number 1. I'm sorry if this is too small for you to see it. That's what she said. Consignor number 1, January 1st through September 1st, right? So we're in September 17th. This is what, 8 months? So 8 months worth, right? Because we didn't get all of September, so we only got July through all of August, basically. This particular consignor, again, we're not going to reveal identity. Obviously, he can't tell me who these people are, but he said, look, he's a big boy. He sold 2,819 cards. That's a lot of cards. That's big boy stuff. Guess what? He sold $2.9 million. God, I wish this guy used the Cajun promo code when he sells this stuff on Fanatics Collect Weekly. But this dude sold 2,800 cards on Fanatics Collect for $2.9 million. 47 did not get paid. Okay? What is that? That is a 98% paid percentage. So 2%, 2 out of 100 did not get paid on this guy, right? If you're selling 2,819 for 2.9 million, that means you got some low end, you got some probably very high end. It's hard to get to 2.9 million even when you sell that many cards. So he's going to have low end, he's going to have high end. This is a cross reference, a cross sample, a good sample size, a huge sample size, 98% paid percentage. All right, next. This is me, guys. This is me. That's why it says your personal sales. This is my guy at Fanatics in doing what I requested him. I want to know what percentage of my stuff does not get paid. January 1st through the end of August. Remember, this is not going to have my weekly auction number 138 with all the big stuff because I sold a lot in there. I sold, close to $250,000. So that's not going to be included in here. But I have not gotten one unpaid email on any of those items that I sold in weekly auction number 138. Is to the best of my knowledge, I sold 32 total items and I went 32 for 32. So this percentage is actually going to go up. But anyway, January through August, I sold 948 cards on Fanatics Collect Weekly. And it's probably 945 of them were basketball cards, but 948 cards. Again, I want to reiterate, Ain't nobody in this hobby that's more transparent than I am. We talk about consistency, we talk about transparency. I'm giving you my exact numbers, and I'm asking you to trust me and sell your stuff on Fanatics Collect Weekly using the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N. How can I ask you to sell your cards on Fanatics Collect Weekly if I'm not doing the same thing myself? Well, I am, and here's the proof. And again, I guess I could be lying, but I don't know why I would lie about this. January 1st through all of August, I sold 948 cards. I didn't think it was that much. That's a lot of cards. For $165,000, okay? 18 of them were unpaid. That's why I tell you guys, I don't even remember the ones that aren't paid. Number one, none of those 18 were big cards. If they were, I would remember, and I would try to find out who didn't pay and try to strangle them. Not that they could share that information. But the paid percentage for me, guess what? It's also 98%. And again, I am 100% positive. Yeah, did I sell some big cards? Sure, I've sold some 4-figure cards, even some 5-figure cards on Fanatics Collect Weekly. But I'm telling you right now, of the 948, most of the cards that I'm selling are relatively low-end cards. Those are relatively low-end cards. That's me trimming the fat on my personal collection in my vault, in Fanatics Collect Weekly. That's me really trimming and then hyper-focusing on chasing very hard into the Michael Jordan hierarchy. So 98% paid rate on even mostly majority low-end cards, and notwithstanding the last couple weeks, is really, really impressive. Let's go one more. One more, consignor number 3, January 1st, same date range, right? All the way through August, 8 months worth of data, 1153. That's more than I sold. And hell, he was selling a lot bigger stuff than me because he sold for almost 4 times as much as I did dollar volume wise. He also had 18. That's a 99% paid rate. So we've got 3 big, I consider myself pretty big consignor, 948. I mean, it's not big, like 165 grand, 165 grand over 8 months. That's 20 grand a month. That's meaningful money, right? Now, again, let's be clear. You guys know I'm putting my money right back into Jordan. You see it in every mail day, right? All my money goes right back into Jordan, notwithstanding a little soccer field that I'm building in my backyard for my kids. Anyway, so 3 big consignors, 98, 98, and 99. Here's one more thing I want to tell you about Fanatics Collect Weekly, and I don't want this to sound too much like a sales pitch, even though it really is. My guy at Fanatics Collect, I asked him, hey, what is Fanatics Collect doing to prevent shill bidding? These are kind of the numbers that I expected, to be honest with you. I was like, I've heard people say 8%, 9%, 10%. This is just 3 examples. So this is not reflective. It might be 6%. It might be 2%. I don't know. But I've got 3 humongous consignors, and it's 98, 98, 99, and that's over 4,000 cards that have been sold, 5,000, something like that, cards that have been sold in all different price ranges. That's pretty reliable data. I said, hey, what are you guys doing to combat shilling? Because it's rampant on eBay. I'm hearing all about it on eBay. I'm hearing all about it in other places. What are you guys doing? He said it's a one-strike policy. If you don't pay, they block your IP address, whatever that means. I don't know anything about technology. They block, your name. You can't bid. You can't ask questions. You can't do anything if you don't pay for your card on Fanatics Collect Weekly, except one thing. You can pay a past due invoice. You can go back and pay a past due invoice and make it right. If there was a health emergency or death in the family or, I don't know. There are valid reasons that stuff doesn't get paid. I get it. It's a very small number. Like, you should know what's going on 10 days from now if you're going to bid on something on an auction, like especially if it's a big card or something that matters. You're blocked. That's it. It's a one-strike policy. If you don't pay, then you're out. Now, you might say, well, we'll just go create another account and we'll open a new account under a new email address with, my cousin's name or whatever. I guess you can do all that stuff. And I'm not sure how they stop that, but I think that IP address has something to do with them attempting to prevent that from happening as well. So it sounds like there's a very high paid rate. I just wanted to share a little bit of, again, that's 5,000 cards. In the grand scheme of things, this is still a small sample size, but this is very encouraging news. 99, 98, 98, and 98 is on mine. And I'm telling the truth. I mean, I share with you guys everything I buy. I don't share everything I sell because I sell some chintzy little stuff. Plus, it would clutter up the content that I put out there. But if I sell big stuff and I sell meaningful stuff and I sell stuff that I'm nervous about or I think that matters, I'll definitely share it with you guys because it makes for great content, for better or worse. Sometimes it is bad. Sometimes I get destroyed. Remember the Wander Franco card? How did that one turn out, right? But then again, there's the Kareem sticker, and then there's the Jordan rookie, and then there's, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. I've got home runs, and I've got miserable swinging and missing strikeouts, right? And so I try to share everything with you. 948 is a big sample size for me. I can definitely confirm for me, that's about what I expected my paid percentage to be, because I really don't remember getting 18 emails about cards that didn't get paid. If you'd have asked me, I'd have said it was more like 7. But 18 still gives me a 98% paid rate. I'll take it all day long, especially when I don't have to do anything if the card doesn't get paid. If I list a card in weekly auction number 136, it doesn't get paid. The card goes right back into weekly auction number 138. This dude is blocked. He ain't going to do it to the next person that tries to consign with Fanatics Collect Weekly. And, you know, I'm none the wiser. The card ends up getting paid, you know, 2 weeks later, whatever. You know, it's kind of one of those deals. Again, if you guys are interested in learning more about Fanatics Collect Weekly as a viable option to buy or sell sports cards, you can use the promo code Cajun when you sell your cards or vault your cards on Fanatics Collect, whether it's the weekly auction, premier auction, which I'm really trying to push some of you high-end guys out there to think about using the Cajun promo code. That would be great. It's a great way to support the channel. Doesn't cost anybody any money to consign and use the promo code Cajun. You can also buy cards on Fanatics Collect, which is, it has become the place to go buy 90s cards. Not just 90s Jordans, 90s cards periods. 90s basketball cards are kicking it. Maybe it has something to do with me and my big-ass mouth down here in Louisiana. I don't know. I'm not taking credit for it for sure. I'm just along for the ride. I'm just observing. I'm just every Monday clicking the record button and just enjoying the splendor and the fanciness, and it's awesome. It's really fun to open up my computer on a Monday morning, scan through the top sales, and then share that data with you guys. It's fun to watch. If you're interested in buying cards that you see on those Monday Fanatics Weekly auction recaps, use the affiliate link. It is in my YouTube description. I wish I could make it easier for you. I wish you could buy with the promo code. You can't. Right now, you can't. I'm imploring them, please figure out a way where they can just use the promo code when they buy or sell. They're not there for whatever reason, for better or worse. So the only way you could support the channel on the buying side is to use the affiliate, Cajun affiliate link that's in my YouTube description. Just take it, cut, paste it into your browser, hit enter. It'll take you right to Fanatics Collect. Go to the weekly and you bid there, and then you're bidding under the Cajun Army like I do. So anyway, that's it, guys. I just wanted to spread some good news. Shilling is there. It is certainly something to take a close look at. It's certainly important on eBay to take a look at the bidding history. It's certainly important to not treat, even at a 98, 99, whatever, let's say 95% paid rate, it's very important not to just assume every single one of these record sales was in fact paid, but this should give us a little bit of sense of comfort that the hobby really is trending up and to the right after a long 2.5, 3-year period where we were trending down and to the right. So I just didn't want all of the negative Nancys out there and all the naysayers to just constantly throw out, well, it's shill bid, it's shill bid, it's shill bid, it's shill bid. I'm not so sure it is. I think it might be that the market has dropped so, deleteriously to a bottom point that it is now bouncing and running up and to the right. That's okay. This is not like the hobby in 2020 or 2021 where cards are 2xing. Cards are moving up, notwithstanding certain cards. I'm not going to use the word. I'm not going to say the card number or name or year or product or player or XRC. But most cards are moving organically up and to the right. And yeah, we are re-approaching 2021 prices, but we're doing it in what seems to be a more measured, more predictable, more obviously sustainable, and a way that reflects that some of these cards, most of these cards, the vast majority of these cards are actually getting paid. I want to know what you guys think. Again, I've often been accused of a sunshine guy, a positivity pumper. You're always trying to be the optimist and seeing the best in everything. And you know what? I'm fine. I'll take that. I'll take that on because that's the way I'm always going to be on this channel. I don't want you to confuse that with me being naive. I'm not naive. I know there are manipulations out there. I know there are sales that don't get paid. We hear about them all the time. But I also think it's very reckless to just every time something good happens in the hobby, chalk it up to some type of criminal, illicit, nefarious activity. I just don't think that's the case. Today's data backs it up. Let me know what you think in the comments about shill bidding. Let me know what card you're going to shill bid on next. No, I'm just kidding. But I do welcome your comments as long as they're productive and clean and polite. And let me know what you think about this data. You know, is the sample size large enough to draw any relevant conclusions? Maybe it's not, but I figure when I get good news, I'm gonna pass it along and share it with you guys because I'm enjoying being in the hobby right now. I'm probably more excited about creating content, collecting cards, and being in the hobby than I have ever been at any point in my life. Hopefully you guys feel the same. If not, find a new direction. Do something different. Collect Star Wars cards. Go get those CP3O boner cards. Just try to build the rainbow, the boner rainbow. Do something. Go do something different. Go collect a different sport. Collect a different player. Collect vintage cards. Collect ultra modern if you're a vintage collector. Change something up because I want to make sure you guys feel the same excitement that I feel in the hobby right now. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.